We'll begin with your feet parallel underneath your hips in an angel wing breathing. Hands together in prayer. Expand on the in-breath. Drop on the out-breath. In-breath to receive. Exhale to release and gather. Only bend your knees as much as feels comfortable. Can be a micro bend. Or exhale, maybe as low as to touch the ground. Synchronize the breath and the movement. Use your arms for a more expansive breath. One more. Step your feet wider than your hips. Toes angled out at 45 degrees, and we'll warm up the belly this morning. Doing this churning-like movement. Exhale when you go back. Inhale coming forward. Can use your head and get some nice spinal stretches. Opposite direction. Or you can do little churns and focus more in between the ribs and the pelvis. Every day it's a little bit different, so listen to your body and give it what it needs. And back to neutral, back to center. Feet parallel again underneath your hips. This is chair pose. This sequence is meant to be challenging for your legs. Come to a soft edge where you feel it, and we're gonna hold it for a while. Plug your shoulders back into their sockets. Extend your arms out. If you need more challenge, sink lower and raise your arms. Palms facing each other. Otherwise, breathe and hold. 2 more breaths. Use your breath, scooping in the belly on the exhalation, expanding it on the inhalation. Next in-breath, straighten those knees, press in the heels, look up, stretch up taller than when we started. Exhale, let it go. Similar, in the chair pose, we can do a cat-cow-like movement. So when you exhale, you're scooping the belly in, looking at the navel. On the inhalation, stick out your tail, look up your eyes. Bring your chest and belly forward. Exhale, round and curl. Inhale. Front body expands forward. Last one. Exhale, suck your guts in towards your back. Inhale, rise and extend, eyes look up. And exhale, round and curl again. Expand. Exhale, contract. Tone the belly. Spoon yourself in. One more, alive and open. Curl into yourself. And back to mountain pose. Just stand for a moment. Turn your awareness inward. Drop in. And notice, is there more energy in your legs? Less in your head. We'll do a balance pose up on your toes. Use your eyes to help concentrate and focus. Stay with your breathing. Stay with the steadiness. If this is too easy, raise your arms up over your head and hold. Inhale, exhale, arms float down. You can step your right foot forward, left foot back, arms out to a T. Expand your wings. Front knee is straight or a micro bend in your front knee, and we're twisting to the right. You can look behind at that right hand. Breathe and balance in this twist. Notice how the form of the twist changes the way you breathe. Drop in and notice that nuance. If your mind scatters off, gently bring it back. Into the body, into the feet is a good place. Or into the belly, moving. Slowly back to center. Switch sides, left foot forward. When you practice this at home, try wider stances and shorter stances. Everyone will be different. And this time, twisting to the left. Again, use your eyes focusing on the left hand to develop focus and concentration. Notice how much your feet are moving even though you want to stay still. And you can always notice the breath moving, hopefully in the belly, maybe in the chest, maybe in your nose. Use your in-breath to bring you back to center. Arms float down. It's a long time to have them up. Feet still wider than your hips, but this time parallel and forward fold. Can hold the opposite elbow. Drop your head, release your neck. Can sway a little bit right and left. Bending one knee and then straightening the other one. Can always use your hands on your thighs to come up, or use your large wings and the in-breath. Rise. Arms float down. Turn your toes out in a 45-degree angle. Sink down into your comfortable squat. We'll do some side bending. Drop the arm by your hip as the other one lifts up. Breathe here. Feel your sides like an accordion. One side is stretched and the other side is squeezed. You can bring that hand up and touch overhead and over to the other side. Use your eyes here. You can just stretch your neck. You can look at the floor or up to the sky. Last one. Breathe into that newly created space, especially between the ribs. It'll give you more efficient breath for more energy later on. Inhale, lift and straighten the knees. You can come up on your toes if it feels right. Look up, stretch up, and then everything down. We'll end in a downward facing dog-like stretch. You can start in table pose and walk your hands maybe 2 or 3 lengths forward and take your hips back. Not in pose child, pose of a child, but toes tucked under, and take your tail behind you further, away from your fingers, away from your knuckles, and stretch your back. Stay here and breathe. Or moving on to step 2, can lift your knees off the ground and have them hover with your shins parallel to the ground, and still take your spine away from your hands. Eventually, you'll straighten both knees and press your heels to the ground. You can bend one knee at a time, and then eventually straighten behind both knees, again taking your hips away from your hands. Two more complete and deep breaths. Eventually landing back down on your knees, walking your hands in. To end, we'll do a relaxing pose. I like to have a lift imaginary surfboard here. You don't need one, you can just lay on your belly if you like. We'll come forward, propping your forehead here, closing your eyes, and dropping inward. As much as possible, have an inner awareness on your belly, breathing softly into the ground. Relaxing down and out and back through your legs. Notice how this pose is the opposite of all we've been doing standing. And you can really let go if you allow yourself. Can drop back into your belly, notice the waves and the pressure, breathing into that belly. And then last but not least, with your eyes closed, look up into the back of your forehead and give yourself a spa-like moment. And really feeling the pause. If things come up, and I know they will, just let that go with the out breath. And come back to your breath and feeling the ground underneath of you. Hit the pause button and stay here as long as you like. Or come back again and practice this sequence when you need to feel grounded again. I hope it's a resource for you. Thank you so much.